Namaste, Dharamshala. That's where the action shifts to, and boy, you've got great climate in. But if the IPL was to be awarded on tosses alone, Rituraj Gaikwad would be occupying the wooden spoon because he's lost yet another toss.
He's won?
He's won only one, and it's the 11th game. You'll have to figure out when did he win the toss. So, Chennai Super Kings have lost the toss, and Punjab Kings, it's the battle of the kings in the Dauladar. They are going to bowl, and this is a must-win game for both. CSK are 5th on the table, Punjab are 8th on the table with 8 points, CSK are 10. If CSK lose, then it is big trouble for them.
It's massive trouble looking at how KKR, LSG, SRH are already ahead of them.
Also a DC.
They concede further ground. The only thing why I'm not naming DC is because DC played an extra game.
Yep.
So DC have already played 11 games. This will be now the 11th game for the Chennai Super Kings. So a must-win situation for them if they don't want panic stations, because then they'll be looking at must-win situations after this match otherwise, and maybe fate could slip out of their own hands also, because it's a proper slugfest that you're looking at. But anyhow, since you're joining us right now, as we always do here on Sports Day, we're going to tell you what the 11s are, and we'll start with the team batting first.
Punjab have won the toss. Dear God, it's not looking good for...
It's not looking good for CSK. So, let me tell you the CSK lineup. And today Nikhil is not in. He would have loved this team because it's Ajinkya Rahane, Rituraj Gaikwad.
He would have loved that part necessarily.
Rituraj Gaikwad, Daryl Mitchell, Shivam Dube, Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, MS, and drum rolls please, Mitchell Santner. Mitchell Santner has come in place of Mustafizur Rahman, Shardul Thakur, 36-year young Richard Gleeson, and Tushar Deshpande is back.
Actually, Deshpande being there is a bit of a bonus, considering there was a school of thought that he may not be available for, I think, a game, because he picked up a little bit of a knock, correct me if I'm wrong.
He was down with flu.
That's the thing, because otherwise they would have probably had to have gone for one of the players who hasn't played so far this season. Maybe a Mukesh or someone would have perhaps...
No, Mukesh Chaudhary did play one game.
Oh, he played one game?
And he was hit for 22 runs by SRH.
Yeah, so I'm saying I think they would have probably had to go with the Mukesh.
Yes.
Or someone else, but it's good because again, if you look at that bowling, man alive, it looks a bit depleted. I mean, you've got Shardul Thakur and Shardul Thakur Jr. in Deshpande. And Gleeson is basically the leader of your pace bowling attack. I remember, there's no Matisha Patirana and Mahish Theekshana, both are unavailable because they are currently back home sorting out the visa processes that are needed for the T20
There is
World Cup.
Fizz as well.
Yeah,
Fizz is gone.
That is an even bigger blow because Mustafiz in 9 games had taken 14 wickets for CSK.
Leading wicket taker with 14 wickets. Their second highest wicket taker, and Patirana is also not there. So it is a double whammy for the Chennai Super Kings, and they're looking for momentum. As we earlier said, they find themselves in the middle of the table. They're locked in 5th place as of now. They'll be looking to go 4th, but with this depleted side, there are going to be some question marks. You're playing at a venue though where there is a lot of runs expected. Now the bad news for Chennai Super Kings is that you're up against a team that have seen a late resurgence in the tournament, and their batters are finally clicking.
So
earlier in the first half of the tournament, you saw there were some inspirational performances from their number 6s and number 7s in Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma. But then the top orders also now started contributing, starting from a century that completely turned things around in that KKR game from Johnny Bairstow. And then you saw some runs come again from Johnny Bairstow and an out of form Riley Russo as well in the previous match. So things coming together with the bat for Punjab Kings. This is not a bowling attack that if I am Chennai Super Kings, I don't want to be facing Punjab Kings in this scenario right now, because ground dimensions 62-64, thin air, ball travels rather quick. So
it's not looking good. But I'm more concerned about who will be the impact sub, because Chennai are batting first, so they'll want to have a bowler, right? Or they'll have a batter if they collapse. If it's a batting order that if they collapse, they'll get in a Samir Rizvi.
And if it's a bowler, then
Simarjeet.
Yes, Simarjeet will probably be the likely option. If not him, then maybe Mukesh or Sheikh Rashid. They're all bowling options. So
Mukesh is a left arm pacer. Sheikh Rashid is, I think, I'll have to see whether
I think
he's an
right
off
arm
spinner.
medium. Let me check.
Yeah.
Even I'm not sure.
Yeah. Prashant Solanki, no.
Spinner. I don't think
He's
they're
a
going with him.
spinner. For Punjab, let us look at the Punjab team. It's a simple thing. It's Johnny B, Riley Russo, Shashank Singh, Sam Curran, Jitesh Sharma. Is this the first game or second game for Jitesh, right? After the squad announcements?
Selection,
now?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Ashutosh Sharma, Harpreet Brar, their X factor in this IPL for them.
So actually, Sheikh Rashid's a batter, so he isn't coming in.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's the thing. Harpreet Brar, Harshal Patel, Rahul Chahar, and if MS Dhoni comes in the fag end, maybe a Rahul Chahar might come in. So Kagiso Rabada, Arshdeep Singh. The simple impact service, Prabh Simran Singh.
But that is, my goodness, what is that batting lineup? It's deep. All of a sudden, just look at this thing. This is their bowling first 11, and they're batting till like Harshal.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And if you get in the Prabh Simran,
Then you're batting till 9.
Prabh Simran's absolutely going to be your
Yeah.
impact sub. That has been the thing over the last few games.
Yeah, it's
Even
like-
though Prabh Simran has shown little with the bat to be able to merit
although that
place in
KKR
the 11.
game, he was fantastic.
No,
He
he's
did-
done enough with the bat to show you that at the very least he'll get you quick starts.
Yes. Prabh
Him and
Simran.
Johnny B.
Looking at some of his scores again, it's been off color mostly, barring
I
a couple of
agree.
performances here and then. Prabh Simran's not
As
had a-
compared to the last season, yes.
Yeah, but we still know A, what he's capable of, and B, I mean, he seems the obvious choice because again, if you're looking at that, I don't think you're opening with Riley.
No.
So it'll have to be a Prabh Simran who comes in alongside
or a
Johnny
Harpreet Singh
Webster.
Bhatia.
Yeah, but that would be if they want someone lower down the order. But Harpreet's also
No,
a top
Harpreet
order,
is a
right?
top order.
Yeah.
No, I think the logical choice would be Prabh Simran.
Prabh
Yeah.
Simran, yes.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise, see, their bowling starts really at Harshal. So you've got Harshal, Chahar, Rabada, and Arshdeep. But we know Harshal can chip in a bit with the bat.
Of
He's not a
course.
mug. He can give you 10, 15, 20 runs on a good day. So if you sub out maybe someone like a Rahul Chahal or Arshdeep, bring in a
yeah.
Prabh Simran, then you're
Exactly.
sorted. Your batting lineup is very good.
Today, I will be interested to see how Chennai cope up in the middle overs because it is very difficult to get away from a Harpreet Brar. And remember, Harpreet Brar got the big wickets of Shivam Dube and Ravindra Jadeja at Chepauk. And whatever be it, if Punjab are in this situation, where they have a chance of a playoff thing, it is because of Harpreet Brar. I mean, this guy has
Three players really,
Yeah.
Harpreet
Shashank,
and of course Shashank
Shashank,
and
Ashutosh.
Ashutosh. The two have to be counted as a pair because they
Yeah.
came in pretty much together and single-handedly transformed. If one reason why our prediction is not coming true
Yeah.
of Punjab Kings being a bottom team, it's because these two came and absolutely galvanized the batting.
Yep.
Absolutely galvanized.
Exactly. So, looking at both the teams, I would say Punjab have the edge here. As far as batting depth is concerned, stability is concerned, because what did Rituraj say? This season, there has been a lot of injuries plus force changes. We have had to tinker with our team. I can't think of a CSK team that didn't have a steady 11 throughout the season.
Bro, this season I have to agree because normally CSK are always one of the most settled lineups.
Yeah.
This season around though there have been issues when it comes to their 11 and of course as he says not all of it is down to their own choice. It's not tinkering for the sake of tinkering. You were missing you had Fizz missing for a couple of games because he had gone to sort his own visa.
Issues.
So
And Patirana also was not fit. He was also coming off an injury.
Deekshana was in and out of the team. His was more form than anything
Yeah.
else. But otherwise, if you look at it, you're right. There's not been a consistent 11 and that has hampered them. They've even tinkered with the opening order. Sometimes you've sent Rituraj a 3.
And even then, the franchise had to play 10 games to have a Mitch Santner in the 11.
Well, now Santner will have to play, and looking at it, he's going to be your regular.
Yeah.
And because there's no Fizz, there's no Patirana, Chikshana also is not there for another game or two. It's going to be difficult, and that's why Rituraj is finding out how tough a captaincy tenure can be. Because see, all our three captains who have captained new franchises,
Have all pretty much struggled.
Shubman Gill and Hardik Pandya, they are at 9 and 10. You look at even a Rituraj, he's hanging in there at 5th, but I think it's just by the fingernails and slowly but surely he's falling off the cliff. I have a feeling in that sense. Sam Curran, let us make no mistake, I think he has punched above his weight when it comes to captaincy.
I mean, the kind of showing he's had here, he's made a very good case for himself, becoming England's future, at least T20 captain, if not white ball captain.
Because it's Butler, right, who's the captain.
Butler right now, don't forget, even Butler's like in his early 30s. So I don't think it's going to be a long-term option, maybe going into, say, at best 2027, 2026 maybe, 25 for sure. But how long? They would need someone, and Sam is a good option in that regard.
Even Sam Curran's had to find it the hard way, by the way, to get things right. Remember, there was a time he would open the bowling and open the batting as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's possibly batted everywhere in this batting order, barring, let's say,
His
so we've
actual
seen
position.
him open, we've seen him bat at 3, 4,
7.
6, 7. We've seen him bat everywhere, probably just number 5, and maybe he would have batted there as well. So he's done the entire gamut in many ways.
Yeah.
So that was a learning curve. A stand-in captain. By the way, we've not heard from the franchise as to what's the status of Shikhar Dhawan. Maybe because things are just going well, they aren't making any changes because they found some sort of momentum.
Yeah.
I have a sneaky feeling that they're happy with the progress that they've seen under Sam Curran, and which is why they're not making anything or not speaking a word right now on Shikhar Dhawan.
That's fair, but also you have to remember, A, Punjab are one of those teams not very transparent. You have to be honest about it. B,
But for that matter, which team is?
no, I mean, certain teams are pretty open with their injury woes.
SRH is.
SRH are okay. KKR generally disclose their
SRH is their
No,
whole.
CSK are not transparent.
SRH during the whole Warner episode, we know how transparent they tried being.
Yeah, that hurt them. But as far as injuries are concerned,
I mean, but look at it this way also. If Dhawan was fit enough, but not quite there to be playing a full game, he'd be among the impact sub options. He's not even there. So I think it's likely a case of he's still not
Injury?
fully up
Okay.
there. Still not fully fit.
Yeah.
But they also, let's assume he was fully fit. Would I be bringing him into the 11? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Form was an issue. The thing is that I feel maybe as a franchise, if I see a little opening, I think they're just making the most of that opportunity that presented itself.
Yeah, and Sam Curran, I mean, we all scoffed about him being named captain for the one very simple reason that he was not the designated vice captain. That was Jitesh Sharma. He was there in the portrait also, poor guy, but then ended up not getting a chance to captain.
I mean,
but after that, I think Sam Curran has done an impressive job, all things considered.
if you look at it, that loss against MI, if they fail to make it to the playoffs, will hurt them. That happened at Mullapur because they could have won it, but panic set in and they lost by 10 runs, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Like how for RCB, that KKR lost by 1 run
Who's going to hurt them?
is going to hurt them. That's why. And okay, but the bigger question, apart from Arshdeep, there is no one else, right, in the India team from the Punjab Kings franchise.
Not to my memory.
So again today 3 people are going to audition. It's Shivam Dubey, Arshdeep Singh and Ravindra Jadeja. Now the main questions before we take comments, will we see Jadeja again come in at number 4?
I really hope not.
Because that's hurt Chennai. Every single time he's moved up the order, momentum has hurt the Chennai Super Kings batting. And let us be honest, Jadeja at max is a 7. You can push a Dhoni to a 6.
Yeah.
But Jadeja at 4 doesn't make sense at all. At
See,
this
it
point.
does make sense from an Indian team perspective for one simple reason. When it was happening, he was the only left-handed batter.
Yeah.
So sometimes you kind of need to counter that. But in this context, they've got enough left-handers. I mean, look at that batting lineup. So you've got Rahane Gaikwad as your openers, fine. After that, you've got a Mitchell who's listed because it really can't be flexible. They could send a Dubey at 3, they could send a Moin at 3, and guess what? Both are left-handers.
And Jadeja is also left-hander. So 3 left-handers. If you look at it,
And 4.
so 4 left-handers, 4 right-handers.
Correct.
In the top 8.
Yeah, and then you've got Shardul at 9, who gives you a bit of batting as well.
Yep. 5 right-handers and 4 left-handers.
So you have enough of a balance.
So, you know what is hurting that thing? Okay, if you want to believe in matchups, right, left. You know what is actually hurting them? Rahane. Rahane on current form doesn't merit a play. So, I would have been, if I was the captain, I would have gone in with a Moeen Ali to open with Rituraj. Okay, if Rituraj falls, get in a Daryl Mitchell.
And
if Moeen falls, get in a Shivam Dubey.
And probably Samir Rizvi could have been then my middle order batter.
Exactly.
Because I think, he's shown enough promise. So this is something again they can look at, but possibly
Actually,
it's got to be down to tactics. I believe that they're not opening with Moeen Ali.
Actually, I would disagree with the fact that Samir Rizvi has shown promise. Apart from those 2 sixes that he hit of Rashid, the remainder of the games he's been very, ordinary.
But he's not gotten much of a chance.
Exactly, he's been in and out as well. Let's not forget, even the other day when he came out to bat, did he not hit a 6? I think he did in the previous fixture only that the 2 teams played.
I want to see more of him because again, he's shown promise based on what limited we've seen, and it's not been a lot, and it's not really his fault because he's been in and out of the side. I think he's been a victim of that.
He's had the kind of, let's say, kind of outings that a Rinku Singh has had. Far and few between.
The difference is that with Rinku, he was dealing with an injury. So
Yes.
he was being impact subbed in and
Yes.
out, which I understood.
Yes.
In Rizvi's case, he offers you a spinning option. He gives you batting. I don't quite understand what he's doing with the impact subs.
For 8.4, I think he's been very, very underwhelming.
No, I'm sorry. He's been used poorly.
Underutilized, maybe, not
Underutilized would be the word.
underwhelming would be the word for a Daryl Mitchell for 14 crores.
Yeah, and also
Of
what is
course.
it with CSK and big money buyers rarely if ever doing that well. When you go back in time, you had a Krishnappa Gautam who never got a game.
2 games, he
Yeah,
didn't do
2 games.
much. Ben Stokes didn't do well for 16.25.
Yeah, and of course, see, that was still down to injury, so I understand.
Deepak Chahar,
Also, speaking of injury.
here Daryl Mitchell, 14 crores. Then if you look at any other, which other big 10 crore buy that you can think about for CSK who got into the team but never did well. I can think of these 4 guys.
Yeah.
See, otherwise, if you look at it second half of
Because
the
they're not
season-
big spenders anyway.
Yeah, they're not. But otherwise, even if you look at it, generally speaking, big buys tend to struggle. We know Stark has had a hit or miss season, but I will still say he's won you 3 games.
Yeah, he has.
He's won you 3 games.
3.
LSG,
Yeah, LSG,
very good
RCB,
bowling lineup,
and
bowling
Mumbai.
showing. RCB, sure, he gave away 18 runs, but he also defended 3 of 2.
He did.
And of course, the last game against MI, if it were not for him cleaning up the tail, I mean, when Tim David hit the first ball for a 6, I'm like, oh, this is going to the last over. But before that over was done, he's wiped out the tail.
I
That's
mean,
what Stark does for you.
He had a.
Cummins has now dropped off. Although he had that one good game against RR.
RR. He bowled the 19th over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And
So-
everyone gave away what, 7 runs?
7 runs. It was a masterclass.
I raised you Mitch Stark, who in the 17th over last game gave away 3 runs.
Yes.
Also a very good this thing.
But in the Mumbai game, he had the most lethal delivery of all. The full toss.
The low full toss.
Yes.
Actually, if you look at it, the low full toss has gotten him a fair few wickets this year.
Yes.
Both those wickets of Tim David as well as Piyush. Also another one, Karan Sharma.
Karan Sharma, yes.
Karan Sharma also went to a low full toss which he toe-edged. Of course, great catch.
Yeah.
But it was a low full toss. It's a very lethal delivery. for
Very
Stark.
lethal delivery. So that's why, looking at it at this point, we'll take some sawal now before we get to the predictions but on first glance, I think PBKS hold the edge.
And also, in a day game on a ground, never mind a pitch that you've never played before, always good to win the toss and put the other team into, let's say, get a feel of the conditions firsthand. Because if there's anything there for your bowlers to exploit, by all means go for it.
Yeah. Dhanush is saying, VK should open T20 World Cup. Only then Dubey can bat at number 4. That's their best position T20s now. Not only Jaiswal, Sky, Dubey, Pant play fearless cricket.
Pant plays fearless cricket?
See, I agree Pant is absolutely brilliant in test cricket. But in T20Is he struggled. But again, if he opens,
Then you're benching Jaiswal.
Jaiswal is not playing then.
he can't play.
That's going to be extremely unfair.
Yeah. So Rakesh Bhushan is saying, VK in his outburst hasn't named anyone in the box. Why is Gavaskar taking on himself? Or is he speaking on behalf of all commentators? This is getting messy. Hope 2 stalwarts call it a truce.
Why shouldn't he take it personally? He said if you're sitting in the box and commenting, I'm not sure if you haven't been in that situation. I'm sorry, that was open fire. That was an open, let's say, challenge. Any one of you sitting in the box, and the only one who took that, let's say, who took up that mantle, that challenge was Sunny And by the way, big ups to him. I don't always agree with what he says, but in this case, he was spot on and went against his own employers at that, saying that Star
Exactly.
Sports should not be showing that footage.
Had to be called out.
And
Had to be
okay,
called out.
who takes names nowadays, Rakesh Bhushan, directly? For the fear of getting trolled, no one does it. Let us be very honest about it. If you say that you're speaking to people on the box, a box can mean an entire entity. And he's criticized an entire entity. So one couldn't take it and he called him out. And I'm sorry, these kind of behaviors now, just because it's Virat Kohli, can't be brushed under the carpet.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. There is a sense of responsibility. You said not 2 stalwarts, then behave like stalwarts. Let the younger guy show some big-heartedness. You're talking to a legend after all, Sunil Gavaskar.
No, I'm fine. Even if you're not talking to a legend or talking to whatever, respect people who are doing their job.
Exactly.
Basic, simple, easy.
And
Not very hard.
for Virat Kohli, yes, we acknowledge him as a great, but then the original foundation of greatness was laid by the guy who did it.
And then by that logic, given what Virat Kohli said the other day, then he could then be arguing sometime in the future that only those who played 100 tests have the right to comment on my test cricket.
Exactly.
Because he's got a problem with people who've not played enough T20 or any T20 cricket at all. But that's
Moot point.
that's either belittling them or discrediting them for where they are, what position they hold. The commentators, not every former cricketer ends up becoming a commentator or an expert, right? It takes insight, it takes sharpness, it takes
It takes a wanting or need to do the job. Because
Exactly.
transitioning from, let's say, a cricketer to a broadcaster, they're two very different challenges. That's why
Absolutely.
some of them, I hate saying it, but a lot of people who are sometimes even on the payrolls as commentators, they're very bland personalities. If you have to pick people who really stand out, they were people who excel. Excel not just at cricket, but excel at the job of being a broadcast personality. It's not that easy.
Exactly. Kuldeep Sharan, why we never see Sunil Gavaskar representing any Mumbai player or Rohit Sharma of batting strike rate? Kuldeep, I am pretty much sure, but I can't take it from the top of my head. I can't recollect. Sunil Gavaskar is one of the individuals who can call a spade a spade. I'm pretty sure even in the past he must have called out people. If they don't play well, you have to say that.
Yeah, right.
So that is why I am very sorry. These kind of selective nitpickings and all that, it doesn't help. And honestly, you play cricket, people outside can read the game better, respect that. That's the only thing.
Shakin PS says today the results will be PBKS and KKR. When Shakin, if the second one happens, हमारे मुंह में की चक्कर?
Well, other teams, for example, the likes of SRH, DC, RCB will be hoping that KKR win today. Because if KKR win, then it gives all the others a chance to leapfrog. For example, DC and RCB can both do it then.
Yeah.
So that's why today's game and the game between, because see, one of LSG or SRH is definitely getting to 14.
Yeah.
So that's why today, if LSG win and if SRH beat LSG, then it's game over for the other teams, unfortunately. So predictions, folks.
All right, predictions. I see this is a tough one because again, I really don't know what this wicket's going to play like. First game we're seeing, and in fact, it's a day game, so I'll go a little on the conservative side. I say CSK get 188.
Yeah.
But I think PBKS win.
I am going with CSK 180. But PBKS are winning. This team looks too unstable for me, CSK at this point.
I'm also going with a Punjab win.
Wow.
So it's a full house. And as far as prediction goes, pitch reports suggest there are runs on offer. I'm going CSK 183.
80, 83, 88.
88,
So it's
wow.
all in the same.
Shakin is saying 152 for 9 and PBKS win.
Dex says CSK 130 all out. Woof.
PBKS winning it easily. Dex is telling me, last year you said that South Africa won't make the 2023 World Cup semis, yet they finished second on the points table. Again, yesterday you said that SA won't make the semis or T20 World Cup. I stand by it. I don't look at this team has got too many
That means you saw the video we did.
Of course, Dex is a regular subscriber.
Dex is a regular watcher. I'm appreciative of that.
Yep. So,
Darinder Singh said, why do people not see Virat's post-strike rate batting? Selective viewing.
well, they don't see it, but you come to Sports Today. We highlighted this on a regular basis. That's the thing.
Anyhow, we'll join you now, middle of the match.
Okay, Piyush Nandre. Sid, will South Africa do upset by beating Netherlands in the league stage? Yes,
Very
they are playing. Why ICC did this? Also in absence of Temba Bavuma, they'll face mighty Netherlands. Well, Temba was anyway on borrowed time here in the white ball
In
setup.
T20s for sure.
Yeah,
No way you're playing him. He didn't get picked in the SA20 auction first time.
Yeah.
Boss, that tells you everything you need to know.
Dariya is saying Rohit from last 5 matches hasn't done anything. No commentators even questioned him. But Virat, who scored at a strike rate of 150 this season, has been questioned.
He
Dariya,
makes a good point.
he makes a good point. But I don't know about the commentators why they are not questioning. But here in Sports Today,
we've
I
questioned
have
him
been
a lot.
consistent about it.
I am pretty sure when Rohit, got out on all those 5 occasions, nobody would have had a flowery thing to say about him. Simple as that.
Yes.
The only difference between Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli being that Virat ends up taking these spot shots from time to time. Rohit Sharma does not do that.
Yeah, typical laid back Mumbai attitude. That's what's helping Rohit Sharma in this case. So yes, full house today predicting a PBKS win. And can Chennai defy that? Let's see. So we'll join you for the mid innings. More stories coming up from Sports Today. Subscribe, tap that bell icon and show some love on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.